It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. KFI AM 640, it's Conway Show. Tim Cates here, the voice of your Los Angeles Dodgers. We got an update, a really a good update.
It's huge, Conway.
Yes.
It's a big one here.
All right, what do we got?
In what was a pitcher's duel for this first 6+ innings, the Dodgers have now taken the lead. Yes, Will Smith with a 2-run single. Dodgers up 3-0.
Oh, that's great. All right, so where there's a will,
there's a way.
there's a way.
Yeah.
Wait, it was 0-0. Was it 3 runs that scored on that?
2 runs on the base hit there. They had a run on a weird play, a broken bat infield fielder's choice that Teoscar Hernandez slid into home and beat the throw.
Okay.
It was an ugly play, but you get a run for it, right?
Excellent.
They're not done. They got some guy named Shohei Ohtani up to bat right now.
And this is the top of the 7th inning.
Mm-hmm.
If Shohei hits this out, this game could be over.
Oh, at 3-0 with Snellzilla on the mound.
Yeah. Is he still pitching a one-hitter?
He's still pitching a one-hitter, but he's at about 100 pitches, so we'll see if he goes back out for the bottom of the 7th. But
all right.
I think this Shohei Ohtani guy might stick around for a while. He's pretty good, I hear.
I like this guy. It's 3-0 Dodgers, and it's going to be 4-0.
Yeah, this guy Shohei, unbelievable.
All right, so Max Monday scores. I know it's not Max Monday, but David Vassay was doing Dodger talk, and a drunk woman called up. She goes, "I love Conway and I love Max Monday."
Look at all those Philly fans sitting down. I don't see those towels being waved right now.
It's a long weekend in Philly. Oh. You have the Dodgers beat the Phillies on Saturday. Denver beats the undefeated Eagles in Philly. Woo-hoo-hoo. In Philly.
The Dodgers had to change their workout schedule yesterday because the parks are right near each other.
Oh, is that right?
And so the Eagles game was happening. They had to wait until the Eagles game was basically over and the crowd was starting to leave so they can get to the stadium to do their workout.
Oh, that's great.
This is 4 runs
knowledge.
In the 7th inning, 3 of which come with 2 outs.
And the last time we were all in the Dodgers studio, I was just in there during the break, was the Yankees-Dodgers World Series last year, October 30th.
Game 5. That magical 5th inning.
With the bamboo stick.
That's right.
Oh.
That magical 5th inning in which Aaron Judge dropped the line drive in center field. And at that point, we gripped that bamboo stick so hard and nobody let go.
All right, so this inning is going to be over. Okay, all right, the top of the inning's over. So the Phillies have 3 at-bats left. We're 9 outs away from a commanding 2-0 lead coming back to L.A.
Which is huge because the numbers show that like 90% of the teams that go up 2-0 in a best-of-5 series, especially if you went on the road, go on and win the series.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you win 2 in Philly and you're coming back here for 2, it's a wrap. Are they going to go back for Game 5 into Philly if it goes 5?
If it goes 5, it goes back to Philly on Saturday. Wednesday, Thursday here. If they need a Game 4 on Thursday, potential Game 5 on Saturday. But this is huge, Conway.
It's huge.
You got to Sanchez on Saturday, their ace and their stud, who might win the Cy Young this or this year, or finish second. And now you get to their second guy, which is pretty impressive as well.
Okay, and I thought that Sanchez story was going to be the biggest over the weekend. Not even close. Mark Sanchez was the big story.
Yeah. I thought we were going to stay away from that.
Okay. All right. Kate's 3-0, 4-0 Dodgers.
4-0 Dodgers. Let's go.
Okay.
Hey, during your next break, come on over. Get a feel of that bamboo stick again.
You're the best. Tim Cates over there at 570 AM. And their station's literally next door. So I could hear them screaming next door when the Dodgers scored. And that's the studio I was in last October 30th when the Dodgers laid 5 on the Yankees, 5 unearned runs to beat the Yankees on October 30th to win the World Series. And I could hear them screaming literally, we share a wall. If you drill through that wall, which is only like, 4 inches thick, you literally would be in the Dodger studio on either side. Dodgers have both sides of our studio. They bookend us. It goes Dodgers, KFI, then Dodgers. And I could hear those guys screaming in there. So I knew the Dodgers did well. All right, it's 4-0. Dodgers, 4-0. Sorry if you're recording the game, but on the playoffs, if you're not watching it live, then you've got to avoid radio, internet, texting, friends, being out in public. You got to avoid a lot of stuff if you're recording the game. And you got to get home and watch it. So don't blame me. F you. It's on you. If you're taping the game and you don't want the score, then you're listening to the wrong show. You're listening to the wrong show. All right, that is huge. That's huge news. The Dodgers could go up 2-0 coming back to Dodger Stadium. Tomorrow will be an off day. I think they pick it up on Wednesday and Thursday at Dodger Stadium. So this is a big, big-ass story. The second big story is Burbank Airport. And that's another major story where there's no traffic control, where there's nobody in the control tower at Burbank. We have a 5:05 update here from Conan Nolan over there at NBC News. Let's find out what's going on and who he's blaming. Take a wild guess here.
We've had some cancellations. Everything leaving Burbank Airport has been delayed by about 3 hours. Everything arriving has been delayed about 3 hours. We're not sure if they're going to be able to find enough air traffic controllers to...
Okay, if everything leaving and arriving has been delayed for 3 hours, then the Burbank Airport's website is wrong because they have Alaska Airlines. I'm looking at Alaska Airlines right now. The FedEx plane is due to go off at 7:10, and it's not delayed at all. JetX is not delayed. And also, is it JetX? I think that's the name of that semi-private airline. Jet Suite. Yeah, Jet Suite. Yeah, Jet Suite X. Well, they have an Oakland flight, a Vegas flight, and another Vegas flight. They got 2 Vegas flights, and they're going on time. They don't give a rat's ass. They're taking off. And then you have Alaska Airlines, and I'm showing at 6 p.m., so in 45 minutes from now, I'm showing Alaska Airlines is going to take off. And they have not changed their departure time. And I'm also looking at United Airlines, and they're going to take off at 6:30. They have not changed their departure time. FedEx, which will be going to Memphis, they are going to leave at 7:10. They don't give a rat's ass. They're taking off. They got packages to deliver. UPS, going to go to Louisville, Kentucky at 7:15. They're going. Those packages have got to get there. Alaska Airlines, 7:38 to Seattle. That is on time. There's been no changes. So Alaska Airlines, UPS, Jet Suite X, and USPS, United Parcel Service, FedEx, Alaska Airlines, and Jet Suite are saying, no, nay, never. We don't care. We're going. So is United Airlines. So it looks like just Southwest is the only one affected by... JetBlue is on time. The 9 o'clock JetBlue to New York is not showing a delayed in departure. So I don't know where that information is coming from. Maybe Conan Nolan has some information there that they're leaving off the Burbank Airport Bob Hope website. But it looks like there are some flights going to take off out of Burbank.
Everything arriving has been delayed about 3 hours. We're not sure if they're going to be able to find enough air traffic controllers to get to this tower by 10 o'clock tonight. But what we understand, it may be several hours before any of these flights can take off again or land. And you may see plenty more cancellations. Now, a picture to show you, of course, of what it looked like here at Hollywood Burbank Airport. Again, no announcement was made. We believe this is a result of a sick out as a result of the federal government shutdown. Okay,
well, if it's a sick out, then those guys should all be fired. If it's a sick out and they're going to let me shut this down. And they're going to delay these flights. That's BS. I mean, that really is horrible. If that is indeed the real reason.
Federal government shutdown. These employees have been told to show up to work, but you're not being paid. They would be paid later after the government resumes work and we reopen, whenever that is. The Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, earlier today in Washington, D.C., held a news conference where he told individuals, the traveling public, to beware there will be delays because of things like this.
We're tracking sick calls, sick leave, and have we had a slight tick up in sick calls? Yes. And then you'll see delays that come from that, right? Because again, our priority, I want to see your flight not be delayed. I don't want you canceled, but our priorities are safety. And so if we have additional sick calls, we will reduce the flow consistent with a rate that's safe for the American people.
Governor Gavin Newsom sending out a post on X saying congratulations to the federal government and to the Republican administration in Washington for shutting down this airport for the time being and putting the safety of the American public in jeopardy. Now,
okay, so is it a sick out or is it the government shutdown that's doing it? So far, we have two stories in this one piece with Conan Nolan. It's a sick out and/or it's the government shutdown.
Keep this in mind that it's not just up until the last time this happened in 2018. It was TSA workers who about 20 days into that shutdown started calling in sick en masse. It didn't close down airports, but it made the security line extremely long and delayed flights. This is the first time we've actually seen air traffic controllers call in sick before the TSA members do, and it represents the weakest link in this entire federal government shutdown. There's a lot of things that the public can do without, frankly, because they don't have a daily interaction with much of the federal government, but they do when it comes to transportation and air traffic controllers and whether or not their flight's going to be on time, arrive, or even take off. And that's the question here at Hollywood Burbank Airport. We'll keep you posted. Reporting live from Hollywood Burbank Airport, I'm Conan Nolan, NBC4 News.
All right, so I don't know whether it's a sick out or it's a government shutdown, but there's going to be some delays. When we come back, we'll talk more about it. Burbank Airport, if you're leaving out of Burbank Airport, I know you're nervous. Don't be. You'll eventually get to where you're going, and we will come back and tell you and calm your nerves. We're live on KFI AM 640. KFI AM 640's Conway Show. You can win $1,000. Here's how easy it is.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. That's credit. CREDIT. Enter it now at KFIAM640.com/cash. Powered by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. If you're hurt in an accident, winning is everything. Call the winning attorneys at Sweet James. 1-800-9-MILLION. That's 1-800-9-MILLION or sweetjames.com.
Go to the website, KFIAM640.com/cash, and the keyword's credit, CREDIT. Credit. You can win $1,000. All right, so we just heard from Conan Nolan over at NBC News. And at the top of his report, he said, I think he said all flights are delayed or canceled.
We've had some cancellations. Everything leaving Burbank Airport has been delayed by about 3 hours.
Okay, everything leaving Burbank has been delayed by 3 hours.
Everything leaving Burbank Airport has been delayed by about 3 hours.
Okay, I'm looking at Burbank Airport departures, and I'm looking at a lot of departures that are still scheduled. You've got a 6:30. What time is it? 5:30. You have a 6:30. United Airlines is scheduled. United Airlines delayed to San Francisco, but scheduled to leave for Denver, and they have not changed the time. It looks like it is on time. And then we have delayed, scheduled Alaska Airlines at 7:38. Spirit Airlines has been delayed. Southwest has been delayed. They canceled the Southwest to Las Vegas at 7:30. You have to figure out how to get there. Maybe you could drive in the time that they put this airport back together. Alaska Airlines scheduled to leave for Seattle at 7:38 is now scheduled for 7:38. No changes. Gate B 5. Then you have canceled Oakland. Southwest to Oakland's been canceled. Southwest to Sacramento's been canceled at 7:55. And this is all because the air traffic controllers in the tower or the ground control had called in sick. And or they don't like not being paid and they're not showing up to work. Okay. So let's see what else is going out, because if you are going to Burbank Airport right now, and you know, it might be difficult to get to the airlines because everyone's calling the airlines right now. United Airlines, scheduled for 8:08 to San Francisco, is scheduled for 8:08. They're leaving. Let's see if the UPS and Avelo Airlines, scheduled for 5:52, has been delayed, but not long, just to 6:07. So only about a 15-minute delay in that flight to Eureka, California. But it does look like everything else is either, been canceled or delayed. But there are some flights that are going to take off. So you got to make sure if you're on Avelo Airlines or Alaska or United that you're still going to the airport or making other plans, because if you don't show up for the flight and it does take off, it's hard to get your money back. And then American Airlines is delayed to San Francisco at 7:13, and all these other ones are either delayed or canceled. But there are some flights still, at least for now, scheduled to take off. All right, it's a mess. It's a mess out there. But let me replay this again, this Conan Nolan piece, or at least some of it here in the top, and see what we know.
We've had some cancellations. Everything leaving Burbank Airport has been delayed by about 3 hours. Everything arriving has been delayed about 3 hours. We're not sure if they're going to be able to find enough air traffic controllers to get to this tower by 10 o'clock tonight. But what we understand, it may be several hours before any of these flights can take off again or land. And you may see plenty more cancellations. Now, a picture to show you, of course, of what it looked like here at Hollywood Burbank Airport. Again, no announcement was made. We believe this.
There should have been an announcement made, and there should be somebody from the airport, addressing all these reporters. But it's live. It's now on Channel 11. There are no air traffic controllers over Burbank Airport. Let's go to 11 real quick before we take a break here, Sam. They're going to do a live shot here. Or as a matter of fact, let's record that. We'll come back and do it. All right, we're live on KFI. We'll come back and tell you about the Burbank Airport. The Dodgers are up 4-0 in the 8th inning, bottom of the 8th with 1 out, so that's looking good as well. So Burbank Airport, not so good. Dodgers, very good. We're live on KFI.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640, it's Conway Show. Dodger update. Dodgers 4, Phillies 1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. And they were having some problems with the, they call it pitch comm, with the equipment that the pitcher and catcher can talk to each other or at least listen to each other. And that's taken care of. So back to the game. And it's 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning. Man on first for the Phillies, 4-1 Dodgers. And it's always very tense when you get late in the innings, late in the game. Oh, boy. All right. So keep an eye on that. We'll keep you certainly updated on the Dodgers up 4-1 against the Phillies in the best of 5. Dodgers won the first game on Saturday. If they win tonight, they'll be up 2-0 coming back to Dodger Stadium Wednesday and Thursday. And hopefully they can pull this game out. And then we got Burbank Airport. Burbank Airport and the delays going on out there. We just, Channel 11 just had a live report out there. So let's find out from Channel 11, our sister station, what's going on at Burbank Airport.
Delays, they are loading up here, piling up big time. More than 80 flights already hit with delays, some 6 or so already canceled, and those numbers all expected to go up. Joe, take us right into it. The main terminal here, Burbank Airport, the terminal, the tower up there, and yes, no air traffic controllers here. Started around 4:15. As you know, the government shut down day 6. The air traffic controllers still have to work. Thing is, they're not getting paid, and according to the feds, there was a sicko to cross the line, so it stretched out the system of air traffic controllers, and Burbank Airport here really feeling it. To the video we go. It's controllers from the San Diego area, but still it's meant dozens and dozens of delays because safety continues to be a primary issue here. We're told that they're trying to call in, the feds are trying to call in some air traffic controllers to get them here ahead of time, but they're thinking the best guess now might be 10 o'clock tonight. So we're talking about perhaps no controllers here until 10 tonight, which means you're going to have continued flight delays, flight cancellations. And talking to someone who just left the terminal was saying, you look at all the boards, especially for the departures, they're all saying delayed, delayed, delayed. All the flights, a real nightmare here. The feds were talking about it, particularly Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy earlier. Listen to him.
Is our airspace unsafe? No. Right? If we think there's issues in the airspace, we will shut it down. We will close it down. We will delay. But again, it's creating a ripple effect for our controllers.
I'm here to advocate for the end to the shutdown. We need to bring this shutdown to a close so that the Federal Aviation Administration and the committed aviation safety professionals can put this distraction and put this distraction behind us and completely focus on their vital work.
And so now live, the best information we're getting here from the airport is they're telling everybody to check with their flights, with their airlines to see about those delays. But again, they're running anywhere maybe about an hour to 2.5 to 3 hours.
Whoa.
The system may start moving again when they get some of the air traffic controllers in here, maybe around 10 o'clock, but then you have that backlog. We all know how that works. So I think a lot of frustration here, Christine, as everybody tries to work this out through. But again, the delays really mounting. Luckily, some of these folks were some of the folks who are leaving the airport now, the terminal. They just got in maybe some of the last flights before the delays started to hit. Interestingly, we've been here for a few minutes now, and usually you see 1 or 2 flights taking off here, heading off toward the west. It's been quiet, eerily quiet when it comes to air travel here at Burbank Airport.
Okay, so here's the latest. So far, delays or cancellations on most flights, but there are some flights that are still scheduled. Alaska Airlines to Portland, Oregon at 6 o'clock in 20 minutes from now is still saying it's scheduled at 6 o'clock. So I'm curious as to why it says that. Avelo Airlines flying to Eureka, California, scheduled at 5:52. Now it's 6:07. That is still on time. And so you might see a plane or two take off. Alaska just canceled just delayed, I should say, the Boise, Idaho flight, 6:13. It's now scheduled for 10 to 7. And then there's delayed, canceled for the rest of the flights, the entire day. So there's just 2 flights. Maybe Alaska Airlines hasn't gotten around to cancel them or delay them, but it still looks like the flight to Portland, the flight 1107, Portland, Oregon, according to Burbank's website, is still scheduled for 6 o'clock. And I find that unusual. It might just be a mistake. Let me update this and see. Let me go here to 6 o'clock and see if they have delayed it. Alaska Airlines to Seattle. Let's go to 6 o'clock here. Okay, that flight has, that flight was scheduled for 6 o'clock, and I can't tell. I can't tell whether that has been delayed or not. But it looks like a 95% of the planes leaving and coming into Burbank either have been canceled or delayed. So if you're leaving out of Burbank Airport, you have got to contact your airline because you don't want your flight to take off and you thought it was canceled or delayed. And then it's tough to get your money back. All right, LAPD, there's a shooting in downtown Los Angeles. While this whole Burbank Airport thing was going on, there was a shooting in downtown Los Angeles. We're keeping an eye on that. The Dodgers and the Phillies game, they're in the 9th inning. Dodgers 4, Phillies 1. Top of the 9th inning, nobody on. Max Muncy coming to bat, 1 out. And we'll keep an eye on that one as well. Lots going on. Got to keep it on KFI AM 640. KFI AM 640, it's Conway Show, Burbank Airport. Everything is delayed or canceled. Yeah, the air traffic controllers either walked out, sick out, were tired of working for no money, whatever. They're not manning their stations, and there are probably close to 100 flights that have been affected. And not just departures, but arrivals as well. And so I guess life goes on. But it's weird, though, because the 6:30 United Airlines flight to Denver is still scheduled at 6:30 p.m. They've not changed that. And there's another couple, the Seattle flight at 7:38 on Alaska Airlines still shows it's scheduled at 7:38. So either they're very optimistic they're going to get some air traffic controllers in there, or they're just going to free ball it and take off anyway. I don't know if that's what they call it, in the control tower. We're going to free ball it. But I don't know if I'd be comfortable with my pilot using that term either. Yeah, we're next to takeoff. There's no control tower. Nobody in the control tower. We're just going to kind of free ball this. So sit back, enjoy yourself. First, Pepsi or Coke is on us. And sit back. You'll enjoy this flight. Thank you.
One dude in the back. Woo!
Yeah, he's wearing a tank top.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah!
The ACDC on it.
Got time!
Let's go! All right, Dodgers 4, Phillies 1. 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Man on first for the Dodgers. Man on second. Muncy hit a double. And Shohei Ohtani at bat. And I got to watch this. Sorry. I know there's a lot going on, but a huge Dodger fan, and I bet you are as well. And I know you're either watching it or listening to it, but let's find out what Shohei Ohtani does here. All right, 2 strikes, so it's 1-2. 1-2, Shohei Ohtani, and we'll get an update on that. All right, there's other news going around. The shooting in downtown Los Angeles happened around 3 o'clock. And it never ends. It just never ends. We've got just unbelievable amount of news always in Los Angeles, especially downtown. Seems like a lot going on down there.
Shooting happened just a short time ago. LAPD's Central Division officers responding to a shooting in progress here at this is going to be 5th and Main Street. Also, there's another shooting scene at 4th and Spring. Now,
okay, 2 shooting scenes, 2 locations in downtown LA where there's shootings. People are shooting people downtown, too.
At this is going to be 5th and Main Street.
Right.
Also, there's another shooting scene at 4th and Spring. Now, we believe that these 2 shootings are connected. We know that the suspect is in custody, but unfortunately it appears that one person has died as a result of this shooting. I'm not going to go in tight to show you. Over across on Spring Street here at 4th, this is where the other shooting occurred, and we believe they are related. LAPD and fire department on scene investigating or starting their investigation at this point. 2 people have been shot. One we understand is conscious and breathing, and unfortunately the other one has, it looks like, has died at the scene here. So we'll stay overhead and bring you the very latest as this story develops. This is Gil Davis up in Sky 5.
Man, we throw a lot at you. When living in LA, you get a lot thrown at you, man. All right, 2 shooting incidents downtown LA, 5th and Main, 4th and Spring. Those areas are fairly close to one another. So it might be the same incident, a guy shooting people or cops shooting at a guy with a gun. And we'll have more on that as it develops. Shohei Ohtani struck out, check swing strikeout. So we go to the bottom of the 9th, Dodgers up 4-1. It will be a tremendous victory if the Dodgers can hold on here, and a tremendous loss if they don't. Almost like a series-changing loss if they blow this. So we'll see. We'll see. Dodgers up by 3 going to the bottom of the 9th. Following the LAPD shooting. And the big story here is the Burbank airport. The controllers have left the building. Either sick out or they were tired of working and not getting paid. They're making a statement. Whatever it is, there are no planes leaving Burbank or arriving in Burbank, except that Alaska Airlines has either not updated their website or they're going to take off. And they've got a flight scheduled to Seattle at 7:38. It's still scheduled for 7:38. United Airlines has a flight at going to Denver at 6:30. That's still scheduled for 6:30. And then Avelo Airlines, it's supposed to leave at 6:07. So you might see Avelo Airlines take off at 6:07. That would be odd. It would be odd. It's scheduled for 5:52, now at 6:07. And we'll see whether that plane takes off and says, screw it. We're going to free ball it and go. We're going. People have to get to Eureka, California. They got to get there. All the people down here from Eureka have got to get back to Eureka on this, Velo Airlines. All right. Busy day here in Southern California. A lot going on. We are covering all of it, including that stupid dinosaur that's back in Bel Air. For some reason, that was a big story.
Claire!
And I can't figure it out. I just can't figure it out. And then there's also another story that's not getting a lot of attention. But they say there might be 1,000 people stuck on Mount Everest because of the storms. It's certainly hundreds, but there might be 1,000 people in a snowstorm that has trapped all these people at the base of Mount Everest. And so when we come back, we'll talk about that as well. All right, lots going on. The Dodgers are up 4-1. By the end of, I don't know, maybe the middle of next segment, we will know whether the Dodgers have beat the Phillies, they're going into extra innings, or they lost. We will have an update for you when we come back. We are live on KFI AM 640. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.